G'day and welcome to Duckzorly Gaming, and today we are reviewing the Giants Platinum DLC equipment. So this is all the equipment that came with the Platinum DLC, including the the map that we are on now. But we're going to go through today purely on the equipment that's available as part of the DLC. So as you can see here, we have from left to right a range of tippers, some Cedars, we have some Cultivators. We have fertilizer sprayer, we have a harvester, sugarcane harvesters and tractors, and that little green thing at the side which I'm not really going to talk about. Anyway, alright, so what we'll do is we'll dive straight in. What we'll do first is we'll go through the categories and have a look at the details in the store, and then we'll head out and we'll actually test all the gear out and see how it works briefly. Everything has been seeded and filled up with fertilizer, so we can actually give it a run and show how it all looks and how it all works. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So first off, we have the tractors. Now there are 3 tractors that come with a pack. We have a Massey Ferguson and 2 Astara. The Massey Ferguson is the FS17 and the Astara St Max 105, which is the smaller one, and the St Max 150. So if we just go into the store now. Okay, so over in our tractors, now the only mods I've got running apart from the DLC pack are my customized tractors and trucks, just because I can. Anyway, alright, so first off we have the Massey Ferguson 4709. Very briefly, $100 a day maintenance. It's a 70 kilowatt 95 horsepower engine. Don't be deceived by that, as you'll see in a little bit. It is a very get up and go little tractor. It's great fun. I'm actually enjoying using that, even though it hasn't got much in the way of pulling power. It is good fun. 40 kilometers an hour top speed, and yeah, so it's a good little tractor. Now options. The options available to it are you have a front loader, yes or no, obviously, and you have a wheel setup of standards or wide tyres only. Okay, so that's your Massey Ferguson. Oh, by the way, it's a $78,000 purchase price. Sorry. Okay, moving along, we got the Astara St Max 105. This thing has one option and one set of options only, and that is the wheels. So we'll get to that shortly, but it's $100 a day maintenance, 77 kilowatt, 105 horsepower. So it's only just more powerful than the Massey, okay? So 70 kilowatt 95 versus 77 and 105. It has 120 litre fuel capacity, 30 kilometres an hour speed, so it is slower than the Massey Ferguson. So yeah, so personally I'd be taking the Massey Ferguson. Wheel setup, so you have the options of standard, wheel weight, narrow tyres, wide tyres, and rear twin wheels. Okay, so that's the options you have available. So I hope you like orange. Duckzorly orange is pretty close, so yeah, that's what colour there is. Apologies there for the dog. Anyway, we'll move along. So the Astara St Max 150. This one is $110,000 to buy, $200 a day maintenance fee, 110 kilowatt, 150 horsepower engine, 280 litre fuel tank, 40 kilometres per hour. Obviously, it's a big step up to these two. Options available to it, we have an option of 2 engines. We have the 150, St Max 150, which is the 110, 150 horsepower, and then we have the 180 horsepower, so that brings it up to 132 kilowatt or 180 horsepower for an extra $15,000 or pounds or whatever you're working currency wise. Wheels, we have the options of standard wheel weights, narrow, wide, and rear twin as well. Okay, so that is our tractors. Now we'll quickly just have a gander at them. So as far as models go, they're the usual Giants quality, pretty good quality builds. Nothing really stand out. Nothing that's really that bad though either. They sound okay. In cab, there is no interactive control. The St Max 150 has this lovely sunroof, not that you can open it or anything. But as you can see, the detail of the cabin and all that is actually quite okay. Steering wheel turns, nothing else. The gear shifts and all that, they stay stationary. But yeah, so that's that one. All right, so we'll jump out of him. Having with the St Max 105 internally. Same sort of thing. Fairly good detail. The detail down there is actually quite good. But again, no interactivity with it. So there you go. Alright, so out of him. And then we've got the little Massey. Now while we're in him, let's have a look. So he's got a lot of get up and go. And he is quite zippy. So I do like this little one, he's quite good. Others have mentioned about possibly having the cab as an option to be removed or moved. It's actually not in game as it currently is, so we're out of luck with that one. Jumping in the cab or under the hood, under the cabin top. There's the details of the Massey. All right, so that's the 3 tractors. So let's move along. What I'll do quickly, lights, all that sort of stuff. They've got beacons. So all of these have beacons. They've got standard light configuration, all that sort of stuff. Let's hop out of here. I will cover this thing and then I'll throw it away. I'm not a big fan of having all the different cars and that in the game per se. I'm not one that sort of gets in a map and goes driving around a car or a truck. But it is there, I suppose, to bring a bit of, I don't know, immersion. But anyway, so this is the convertible. So let's go and have a quick look. Cars. Okay, so there's a convertible, $36,000, $20 a day maintenance, a 74 kilo, 100 horsepower engine by default, 60 litre fuel tank, 120 kilometers an hour speed. And options available are, you have an upgraded engine available, so you have a 140, a 162 and a 220. Noticing that the speed doesn't change, the top speed doesn't change with that. You have options for main colour selection. Wheel setup, you have standard, design 1, design 2, design 3, which is just different hubs basically. Rim colour and design colour. So you have all the colours available to you to choose for those, and that's about where we'll leave it at that. So what we'll do is we'll grab him and we'll go for a drive over here. And we'll leave him there. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Alrighty, so we'll leave the sugarcane harvesters till last. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at the combine harvester. So this is the FMZ Bison Super Z056. Not a bad little contraption. Not real pretty looking, but it's effective. It does what it needs to do. It only comes with one header available with this combine, so it's only the standard header. There is no corn header available to it. Anyway, that's just the way it is. So we'll go and have a look at the shop for this bloke. So in our harvesters, there is the FMZ Super Z56. It's $105,000 to purchase, a $485 a day maintenance charge. 136 kilowatt, 185 horsepower engine, a 380 litre fuel tank, 25 kilometers an hour as max speed, a 4,200 litre capacity of grain or whatever you're harvesting, and obviously the C6 14 foot is the header that it goes with, otherwise known as the Z56H. All right, options, there are none. Okay, so it's just simply as it is. So while we're there, we'll have a look at the header. The header is over here, and there it is there, the Z56H, $16,000, $35 a day maintenance, 4.2 meters in width, and has an operating speed of 10 kilometers an hour. When attached to a combine, it won't operate at 10 kilometers an hour without the combine, strangely enough. Alrighty, now it comes to the big bulk of the equipment. Now, for this, similar to what you had with the Big Bud, we have a section here, sugarcane harvesting. In the sugarcane harvesting is where most of the sugarcane harvesting equipment is, well, all the sugarcane harvesting direct related stuff is here. So we have the planters, we have the harvesters, and we have the tippers. Okay, so before we delve into that, we'll just move him off out of the way, because we're going to... Actually, you know what we'll do is we'll test him now. Let's do this. We'll just test as we're going. So, come over here. We've got a crop waiting over here. Strange enough. This is what I prepared for you earlier. And we'll see how we go. So we'll... I don't think we have to actually unfold this one by memory. Anyway, have a look. So no, we just activate him. So just turn him on with the B key. And then away we go. Okay, looks alright. All the standard sort of animations and that look okay, which you'd expect being coming out from Giants. Exhaust from the muffler there. Beacon works, which you'd expect. The output from the back end. Indicators. Okay. No, I've just gone off the middle of the field. But yeah, so there you go. So she's operating at, what's she doing? 9 k's an hour, which is what we said it would do. So yeah, so that's the harvester that comes with the Platinum DLC, the FMZ Bison Super Z56. Okay. Alright, so seems we've started the sugarcane, let's get into it. So what we have is we have 2 sugarcane harvesters. So we have the Lizard sugarcane harvester here. This is a towed unit, so we tow this behind a tractor, and then we'll also attach a tipper to the back end of the harvester. So this is an all-in-one function. Don't need a supplementary tractor or anything like that. And you can harvest your sugar cane without using any other units other than just the one tractor, this and the tipper. Obviously over here we have the big beast of the pack, which, not that's that big, which is the sorry, the case. What was the model number? 8800, I think, 88,000, I think it was. Anyway, we'll get to it in a second. I haven't got my notes in hand. There you go. The MR 8800. So that's the big sugarcane harvester. So let's go and have a look at the shop. So in the sugarcane harvesting pack, we have the Lizard SWT7, $45,000 to buy, $30 a day maintenance. It requires a 74 kilowatt, 100 horsepower tractor to pull it. So technically the Massey won't do it, but the Astara 105 will. 1 meter, yes, 1 meter harvesting width, 10 kilometers an hour, and it will only harvest sugarcane. Okay, options available to it: colors and colors and colors. That's it. So main color, a rim color, and a design color. That's the only options you have. Okay, nice and simple. So for the case A8800 Multirow, it is $349,000 to buy, $1,020 maintenance a day. It is a 263 kilowatt, 358 horsepower engine, 480 litre fuel capacity, 10 kilometers an hour operating speed, 10 kilometers an hour driving speed, 10 kilometers an hour operating speed, has a harvesting width of 2 meters. Yippee! There is no storage inside these things. It is much like a forage harvester. It is harvest, process straight out the back. Okay, so you will need to be doing this in consultation with another tractor and a trailer, even though there is the option, as I'll show you here, to put a standard trailer hitch on this. None of the sugarcane trailers that come with the pack will actually connect up to here and operate correctly that I have seen thus far. Now some other modded trailers that may well work. I haven't tried it with all the different trailers I've got as mods, but at this stage you're unlikely to do that. So what you will generally do, which I'll show you shortly, is you'll run your harvester either on a course play or on AI, and this is in solo play obviously, and then you will control a tractor that has the tippers running behind, and you'll drive up alongside and unload as it's harvesting. Okay. And that's basically how you would do it. Obviously, a multiplayer, you'd have one running the harvester and then another couple of people doing the offloading. Okay, so anyway, let's go have a look and see how we can harvest. So what I'll do is I'll just have a quick pause here just while I transfer the 8800 over to the field, and I've already got a lizard over there ready to go. So we'll be right back. Okay. So here we are, we're back over here near our field 14, which we've got a nice sugar cane crop, up and running, ready to be harvested. And we've got our lizard harvester here, and we've also got one of our tippers, which we'll cover shortly, attached to the back end of the harvester. Okay, so all we need to do with this is we select our harvester, we unfold him. As you can see, he shifts out to the right hand side. So it's a one side only harvester, so you cannot do an up and back effectively with this. You have to do alternate left and right side of the field basically, unless you want to wreck your fields. That's if you've got crop destruction on. If you haven't got crop destruction on, then you can do what you like, obviously. So then from there, what we do is we lower the harvester. As you can see, it's lowered. We're now going to turn it on, so you can see the heads at the bottom of the unit are actually rolling and cutting now. So the shoots, the auger shoots that bring the up, and then the cutters that cut the base, and then you have the cutters that cut the head off the top of the sugar cane. Okay, sugar cane will then come through, go through the chopper, and then out through the output up to the top of the pipe, and then down into the trailer. So let's see how it all works. So line up, and off we go. Now it's only, remember, 1 meter is the width of this. So what you'll be doing is effectively just putting it on cruise control, or you'll be letting your AI run it. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. So if you're running your AI, obviously it'll want to do an up and back, and if you have got crop destruction on, then you will ruin that crop. Now I'll come to my opinions about sugarcane and all that sort of stuff as a long-term crop towards the end, a little bit more. But for something different, it works. The only thing I don't like is with this harvester, to do the harvest, your trailer goes right into the side of the crop anyway, so you would be damaging it effectively. I haven't checked it actually with this harvester to see whether it the trailer will damage the crop once you're doing it in that aspect, but I would tend to assume it should do. So we'll do one more run up here. We'll close in, turn him on again. So as you can see, the pipe automatically lines itself up with the trailer. Away you go. So if you're using this one for multiplayer, I'm sure that, for multiplayer, I'm sure that if you had a full trailer, or you had another tractor coming behind to pick it up, the head would automatically shift out as need be and fill the trailer. But I haven't tried that per se yet. Okay, yeah. So obviously it works quite well. So you can see the sugar cane now coming into the tipper. Right, in there. And then we're good to go. Obviously this will, so as we go straight into the field, obviously this is this configuration, you will need to swap and change out the tipper when it's full. You haven't got the option of running either multiple tractors with trailers ready to go, or basically a road train. So yeah, so that's the lizard. Which one was it? What was it called? The lizard FS17 sugarcane harvester. Alright, so now we've done that one, what we'll do is we'll jump out, we'll grab our Massey Ferguson and get him ready. So what we're going to do with this bloke is we're going to put him on AI. Now with the case, as opposed to the lizard, we can actually run it up and down, so you can run an AI. Now obviously this tip has already got a bit of crop in there, so just ignore that. So what we'll do is we'll bring him up. I think this will be pretty much the standard gameplay, unless you want to do it manually you can't do it manually in solo play. You have to use AI in some sort, or follow me, which we could do as well. Alright, so we're just going to line ourselves up, put him on AI. He's going to set himself up, lowers the head, extends out the top head top cutter, but he doesn't move. Okay, so he's waiting there for someone to come along and unload him. So we're going to go back over here to the Massey Ferguson, jump in, and we'll head on over. And as soon as we start getting close, you'll see the pipe will fold out. There we go, and he starts moving off. See, now he won't move, obviously, unless I'm within range to take the output from the pipe. Alright, so what we'd then do is set our speed for 10 Ks. Getting back down to 10. And that's how we go. Okay. So there you can see we're harvesting, so 2 metre width. So obviously it's going to do it a lot quicker than what you're using the lizard. Still, it's not a real quick process. I mean, you look at this, this is only a fairly small size field. Imagine what it's going to be like if you had a really big field, like a 200, 300, 400 hectare what's the name? And I've just gone in too close, so I've lost contact with the pipe. So I have to head on around again. But as soon as we get in line with it, or close enough to it, he'll just start up again. So you do need to watch your proximity to the harvester, as you do at any other time with any other. See, now I've just caught him and sent him all over the place. But anyway, you get the message. Now he's going to go all over the place. Alright, so that's the harvester. Okay, so we'll leave him there for now, and we'll head back over the other side. I'll be right back once we go to the other side. So next on the list in the sugarcane equipment, we have our planters, our billet planters. So being an Aussie, I'm very glad to see we have the Gessner single row and dual row, or 2-row billet planters. These two units in here. This one here being the single row, and this one being the 2-row. Why am I so pleased to see them? Well, Gessner's an Australian company. They're built and founded and headquartered up in Toowoomba in Queensland. So it is nice to see a Australian company, which just shows the strength that we have in sugarcane anyway. It's a big industry up in Queensland. So let's have a look at these guys in the shop. So again, sugarcane harvesting. We've got the single row billet planter and the 2-row billet planter. The other planter we've got, which we'll get to shortly, is the DoughBoy TT. But we'll get to that one shortly, like I said. So the Gessner single row billet planter is $32,000 to buy, $50 a day maintenance, requires 103 kilowatt, 140 horsepower power plant to pull it. It has a just shy of 9,000 litre capacity, 1 metre working width, so hence you'll plant effectively one line at a time, or close to. Operating speed of 12 kilometres an hour. It says here about an AGCO 1100 weight. Now, what that's basically telling you is for your tractor, unless you're using a very big heavy tractor, like similar to the class Xerion that I'm using, you will need to put a weight on the front end, because this, once you set this up and get it running, or just towing it, it will put your tractor back on the back wheels, okay, and you'll have no steering. So make sure you got a weight on the tractor when you're running these. Similarly, the 2-row billet planter, $85,000 to buy, $80 a day maintenance, 162 kilowatt or 220 horsepower power plant needed to pull it. Has a 17,400 litre capacity for its billet, or for the sugarcane to be seeded. 2 metre working width, 12 kilometre per hour operating speed. Again, just talking about weights. You don't have to use those ones. You can use class ones. You can use whatever you like. And it does also do fertilising at the same time, so you can use the fertiliser in it. Okay. Similarly with this one as well. So this is fertiliser and seed, so it does both at the same time. All right. So, and the other one, while we're here, is the DoughBoy TT. As I said in my preview, the company is actually DoughBoy TT, as in double TT or TT. Anyway, the TT 8022 driveless. This is an articulated seeder, which you'll see shortly. So this front end here attaches to the 3-point hitch of the tractor. It's articulated through here, and then this is the storage for our billet, and then it will sow it coming down through here in a chute, and also the fertilizer. Okay, so this one is $44,000 a day. Sorry, $44,000 to purchase, $75 a day maintenance, 143 kilowatt, 195 horsepower tractor required to operate it. A 13,100 litre capacity. Now that means it's quite significantly larger in its capacity for billet than what this one is. So if you're only doing a single row planting, this will actually be better for your bigger fields. You won't run out of billet quite so quick. 12 kilometers an hour operating speed, 1 meter width. So again, like I said, single row. Weights for the front for the tractor, and that's pretty much it. Options. So the Gessners, both Gessners have no options available to them. So there's nothing you can do other than just buy the Gessner. The DoughBoy TT also has nothing. So they come stock standard as they are. Okay. Right. So let's go have a look and see how they operate. Now, I'll be right back. I'm going to get my Zero to do this instead of actually trying to worry about going and get a weight in it. So I'll be right back. So first off, we'll take the single row Gessner out. Got if I line up a bit better. Okay. So he's up, ready to go. He's in the obviously the transportation position at the moment. So we'll come in here, we'll line ourselves up. We'll use V to lower, and then B to turn him on, and then off we go. So as you can see, it's just taking the billet from the hopper, shoves it down to the planter, down through here, and then it leaves our furrow for our single row plantation there. So nice and simple. But again, like I say, if you've got a big field and you're going to be doing this, it's going to take you a fair amount of time to do it. So just be aware, it's not a quick and easy. I'm not aware so far of any external mods that will, actually I am aware of one. It's just a normal sower that's been modded. No doubt they'll come out soon enough that you can use a standard sower like a Porsche or something like that, and do a 12 or 24 meter width sowing. But if you want to keep it true to the Platinum DLC pack and to the equipment that actually is supposed to do it, then that's the single row planter there. Alright. Okay. So we'll head back over and we'll grab the double, and then the Gessner two row or dual row, and then we'll grab the DoughBoy TT, the 8022. Okay, we'll drop him off there. Come back and we'll pick up the dual. Head on over. Now just notice it is hard connected to the back chassis via the three-way to these. It's not actually articulated or towed in any way like it normally would with a trailer or anything. So it will actually, when you're doing tight turns, it will actually flick around. So lower, turn him on, and away we go. And that's our dual row. Okay. So obviously it's going to be double width because it's doing a 2 meter width as opposed to the 1 meter width of the single row planter. Okay. But similarly, same sort of thing happens. Billet comes through, the fertilizer gets applied to the billet as it's going out, and then it gets planted into the ground, and then Bob's your uncle. In about 5 or 6 working days minimum, you'll have your sugarcane, maybe, if you're lucky. Yeah, so sugarcane does take longer to grow generally than most other crops, so be aware of that. I think it was about 4 or 5 game days from what I calculated, roughly around the time. So anyway, you'll find that out. Obviously, season's implications are a bit bigger than that. Right, so we'll finish that row, and then we're done with him. Okay, hold him back up again, and we'll head back over and grab the DoughBoy TT 8022. So as we connect into him, we'll show you how it's articulated. Right, so we're now connected up. Now as I go out, you'll notice the articulation is at that point there where the hopper feeds down into the seeding area. Okay. So we'll head on over here. Now we've done our single row, then we've done a double row, and now we're going to do a single row again. Bead lower, bead turn on, and away we go. Okay, so the billet comes up on the conveyor into the sorter through there, fertiliser gets applied to it, and then comes out through the bottom and gets planted. Okay. Now, as this goes on about its daily business, this hopper up the back here will actually tilt as the contents in it gets lower. It'll actually tilt up like it does in real life, in forcing the actual billet down into the conveyor chute. So yeah, not bad, not a bad looking model. Just a shame it's only a 1 metre plant. If it was the option to have like 2 or 3, it'd probably be better again. But hey, it's based on the real thing. Alrighty. So that's the DoughBoy TT 8022. So we'll raise him up. So what we've got next to deal with is our tippers. So there's a range of tippers available. 3 various size tippers, and then there's the 2 large randoms, which we'll get to. So I'll just get rid of this thing now. Okay, so over here we have all our tippers. So we have a little green one there, which is our lizard. We have our DoughBoy TT, as you can see there with the TT that's been stamped out of the metalwork. That's the Colossus. We have a Massey Ferguson, which is the 3012, I think it was, MF 3012. And then we have the Randon, so we have a semi-trailer Randon, and then we have a trailer hitch, sugarcane trailer. And as you can see, that's in the unload position. It's alright, there's not a bug, that's in the unload position. Yes, that's how they work. Alright, so let's have a quick look at them in the store. And there we have them. One more at the end. Okay, so we'll start with the lizard. The Canna Trans 600. It's $19,000 to purchase, $15 a day in maintenance, a 12,000 litre capacity, and it will take sugarcane, straw, wood chips, dry grass, all that sort of stuff. So you can use it for multiple crops, okay? Just not your seeds. Options available to it, only colours, main colour and rim colour, okay? So that's fairly simple. Moving on to the DoughBoy TT Colossus 10.000, which is meant to probably be 10,000 for a 10,000, but anyway. Oops, do you want to go in there yet? So it's $15 a day, it's $31,000 to buy, sorry, $15 a day in maintenance, 20,000 litre capacity, same crops as before, so standard sugarcane, all that other stuff. And the only options available to, as you sort of previewed before, is the colour. Okay. Moving right along, we have the Massey Ferguson 3012. So this one is $42,000 to buy, $20 a day maintenance, 28,000 litre capacity, and same crops available to it. Okay. Options available to it is not the colours, just the wheel setup. So the wheel setup available to it is standard and wide tyres only. Okay. Then we move on to the Randons, the 2 big trailers. So the sugarcane semi-trailer and the sugarcane trailer both have the same capacity. Other figures are slightly different. So this one here is $82,000 to buy for the semi-trailer, $92,000 for the sugarcane trailer, $40 a day for the sugarcane semi-trailer, and $50 a day for the other. They're both 66,500 litre capacity, both take the same amount of crops. They can be road trained, so you connect this one up to the semi-trailer, this one connect onto the rear, and you can have them going on and on and on below, behind, okay? So that's an option. Now in saying that too, these trailers here can also do exactly the same thing. So you can have multiple trailers connected to each other. So whether you're running the Lizard the Lizard SWT7 or you're running the Case A8800 sugarcane harvester, you have these at your field. You have multiple ones of these at your field. Either connect one at a time to your Lizard harvester, or you can have a tractor pulling a row of these, like 3, 4, 5, however many you want, and actually be doing it as a road train, which is probably what most people would do, probably in a multiplayer environment, or have multiple players lining up with one trailer. But anyway, so yeah, that's what they are. So anyway, let's go back out and have a look-see. So that's the trailers. Now they're all manual empty. And what I mean by that, manual tip. So what we'll do is we'll connect up the Lizard. Okay, so we'll bring him out. So we've just bring up the HUD. So we've just filled him up. So if I want to empty him, that's okay. I can just empty him. So I can just move my mouse with the left mouse button, and move it over to the left, and it will rotate it up and empty out. Okay, nice and simple. Or if you've got a joystick, you'll have it assigned to a joystick. However, for those that then want to put it up into, say, the random trailers or another big trailer, you need to be able to lift the thing. Well, you can do that as well. So again, left mouse button, up and down motion, you can raise and lower the bin, and then again using left mouse button and a leftward motion on the mouse or your joystick, you can then unload. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the full upright unload position. Okay, yeah, so it does not, that I have been able to find it to do, unload automatically with an eye, or with like your standard eye front load, all that sort of stuff. Okay, anyway, so that's your Lizard. Now, as a example, with the DoughBoy TT Colossus trailers here, I have them hooked up together, and they will run quite comfortably behind each other. Okay, so you can just imagine going around and just running around and doing that with your harvester. That's all good. All right, now Massey Ferguson is going to be exactly the same. We'll just run over here and grab my trusty K100, my Kenworth 100, and we'll grab our semi-trailer trailer. So, and there we have it. So he's now connected nicely. So what we can do, like I said before, we can just reverse back up. Connect him up, and there he is. I'll just move my mouse to unload, to put him back in the normal load position, and there we have it. Okay. So that's the tippers. That's all the tippers you've got available to you in the Platinum DLC pack. Okay. So you've certainly got a big choice available to you. Whether you're going to use them all or not, that's all the tippers. Now let's have a look at what we've got left, which is the Cultivators and the Cedars. So we'll go into the store and have a look at what we've got available to us. So, under Cultivators. And here we go. So we have 4 Cultivators available to us. And they are the DoughBoy TT Big TT, the Multi-Cultivator 5-in-1, the Astara Fox 11, and the Astara Asa Laser CR-DCR 13. Okay, so we'll start at the left. So our Big TT is $13,000 to purchase. It's $5 a day maintenance fee, 235 kilowatt or 320 horsepower engine to run it, power plant to run it, 3.4 meter width, 17 kilometers an hour working speed. Options available to it? None. So I hope you like the yellow. Multi-Cultivator 5-in-1. Why it's called a 5-in-1, I'm not so sure, other than the fact that it's a subsoiler. so it will be used instead of, it can be used instead of a plough, and it's also got the fertilising option available to it. Okay. So this unit is $17,000 a day, $10 a day maintenance, 177 kilowatt, 240 horsepower required to run it. Now, I'll quickly finish this and I'll come back to the engine. 600 litres capacity, which is for your fertiliser, 3.5 metre working width, and an operating speed of 17 kilometres an hour. Now these two units look fairly similar. 3.5 and a 3.4 working width. This one here, you think being a bit bigger, heavier with a fertiliser, 177 kilowatt, 240 horsepower plant to pull. Whereas this one requires a 235 kilowatt, 320 horsepower power plant to pull. Now this one is actually as a subsoiler, this one's not. The reason being for this though is because of the discs that are on this and the design of this unit in real life. It is actually meant to dig down below the roots of the sugarcane crop and basically pull it all apart and cultivate it up. Now to do that, to operate at that depth, and it's a lot heavier. So one of the posts I saw said it's a lot heavier and harder to deal with than what this one is, for instance. So you will need a bigger tractor to pull this one. That's the reason why there's a difference in the power plant, even though it's technically, well, it is smaller as a unit, and its mass is probably smaller. But anyway, so that's in case you're wondering on that. But we won't dwell on that. We'll move on. So we've got the Astaras now. The Astara Fox 11, a 3.7 metre width subsoiler cultivator. You can also see directly. So, oh, actually, sorry, we'll go back to here. So no options available for the big TT. Multi-cultivator, no options either. For the Astara, we have the option of adding the cedar box, so we can actually have it with or without the cedar. She is $16,000 to purchase, $30 a day maintenance. Requires a 96 kilowatt, 130 horsepower power plant to pull it, 585 litre capacity for the seeds, 3.7 metre working width, as I said before, and a 15 kilometres an hour working speed. Okay. So yeah, but this one for ploughing will only, or for fertilising, I'm not sure exactly what they mean by this, but I'm pretty sure that's just meaning that it'll only work and fertilise for those crops. Sorry, what am I saying? Cut. Okay, and for the seeding, we can seed wheat, barley, grass, and soybeans. Soybeans, I think? Anyway, we'll work it out. All right, someone will tell me I'm wrong. And the Astara Laser CR-DCR13, $28,000 to purchase, $15 a day, 162 kilowatt, 220 horsepower engine power plant required to pull it, 845 litre capacity for the Cedar, 4.9 metre working width, 17 kilometres per hour operating speed, and again, same crops as the Fox 11. So if we go again into here, options available to us are standard and the cedar box. Okay, so that's the cultivators and cultivator and cedar that are available to us from the Platinum Pack. While we're here, we're going through the others as well. Sewing machines, we have 2 sewing machines. So we have the Astara Ceres Master 3570 and the Estrela 32. The Ceres Master 3570 is $31,000, $90 a day maintenance. Requires a low end 79 kilowatt, 108 horsepower engine to run it, 1485 litre capacity for the seeds. 3.6 metre operating width, sorry, and a 15 kilometre per hour operating speed. All your basic seed crops are there. Obviously not your corn and your and all that sort of stuff, but anyway. Alright, options available to it, none. Estrela 32, options available to it, none. Again, $215,000 to operate this, to purchase this unit. It's a 14.4 metre width, $640 a day maintenance. Requires a 309 kilowatt, 420 horsepower power plant to run it. 8,755 litre capacity for seed, 15 kilometres an hour operating speed. And that's for them. Last but not least, we have 2 things left to cover. We will cover 3 things left to cover in here, which we'll cover before we go back out and finish doing our testing. And that is, we have our sprayer. So we have the Astara Imperador 3.0. This is $195,000 to purchase, $550 a day in maintenance costs. 162 kilowatt or 220 horsepower engine. It has a 340 litre fuel tank, 42 kilometers per hour driving speed, 5,100 litre capacity for fertilizer, 27.0 meters working width, and a 12 kilometers per hour operating speed. That reminds me, I have to go back and look at the 8800 for a second too in a minute. All right, so that's our fertilizers. We also have an auger wagon. So we have the Astara Reboke Ninja 33,000. Not a bad looking unit actually, this one. I don't mind this one. She's $66,000 to purchase, $120 a day maintenance fee, 33,000 litre capacity, and takes virtually all crops in it. Now, in comparison with the other ones, the standard in-game versions, 28,000 litre and 43,000 litre. So he sits right in the middle of these two. Okay. But yeah, he's quite a good looking model. I don't mind this model at all. And what have we got left? That was it. No, one other thing. The last thing there is to talk about that's available is pallets. Yes, I'm talking pallets, which is your sugarcane pallet. Unless you've put down a seeding area, like as in you can buy the placeable seeding areas, which is what I've done on this map actually, just to get everything going nice and quick to do this video. You need to buy your sugarcane pallets, and they are $340 each, and they contain 1,000 litres. Okay, so that's how you will reload or refill your Gessners and your, what's the other one called? Can't think of it now. The the three sugarcane planters. Anyway, that's what you'll use to fill those up. All right, let's go have a look and see how they run. So here we go. We'll take out our first cultivator. Now I'm just going to go over here and cultivate over this crop just so it's easier to see, because this field here is already cultivated. So all we need to do with this one is unfold him, and then he's ready to go. There's no unfolding and then turning him on, anything like that. And away we go. Nice and simple. Okay. So remember, 3.4 meter operating width for this one. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just leave him there. Done with him. And we'll go and get our next one. Okay, so now we'll take out the DoughBoy TT 5-in-1 multi-cultivator. Bit of a tongue twister there, isn't it? Alright, so we'll just lower him with the V, turn him on with the B, and away we go. Nice and simple. And there you have it. So he works fine as well. Fine and dandy. Okay, so we'll be right back. We'll go and get one of the Staras. We'll get the Fox 11 next. So we're now at the Fox 11. This is without the cedar box for this run. So this has not got the cedar box. So what we're going to do is, again, lower our cultivator. It's not powered, so we just drag it along, and we're all done nice and simple. Okay. A nice, simple, standard cultivator. Doesn't get much more basic than this. Alright, so now we'll head on over and we'll see how the Asa Laser DCR 13 goes. Now this one will have the cedar pack on the top, so we'll be cultivating and seeding in one run. Okay, so we'll do it on this big field here, so it's just going to be just as easy there. So we've just got it set for wheat at the moment. We'll line ourselves up. Okay, we're going to lower the cultivator, turn on the cultivator, and away we go, and we're cultivating and seeding as we go. Right. There we have it. Alright. Okay. So that was our cultivators. So next we'll go and grab our sowing machines and we'll give them a bit of a test run. So first off we'll do the which one is this one? This is the Master 3570. Okay, so we're going to select the seed is just by pressing Y, so we're going to select soybeans for this run. Not what's going to make any difference at this point in time. Line ourselves up. Again, we're going to lower with the, turn on with B, and away we go. And he's happily there, pouring away the fertilizer and sowing seeds. Okay? All well and good. Good looking little unit actually. I don't mind these with the colour scheme, the orange and the green. It's quite good. Alright, so next is our Estrela 32, which is the Big Seder that comes with this DLC. Okay, look him up. Now before we actually get started, we'll have a good look at how he unfolds, the animation for unfolding, all that sort of stuff. So currently he's doing wheat. Give ourselves plenty of room. Okay. So obviously, like almost all other implements, we have to unfold. Unfold. Notice the wheels coming down there. Swings out. Now it's interesting how it pulls the tractor back as well as pulling the sower up. Okay, and then lowers it down, removes the transport wheels. Okay, so there it is in its unfolded configuration. Okay, looks pretty neat. Like how the fact that all the boxes down here, the seed actual distribution boxes are all numbered. So a lot of attention to detail on this one, which is very good. Like to see it when it's got attention to detail. Alright. So let's go. Let's test it out. So we've lowered it. No, we haven't. We've unfolded. We now lower. Turn him on. And away we go. And we're quite happily seeding. And that's it. Nice job. I must admit, I really do like this green and orange combination. Just so happens to be the green and orange is what I use for Duckzorly gaming, so it's all good. Alright, so that's all the implements. The only thing we haven't covered now, equipment-wise, is the sprayer, which is this one, the Imperador 3.0. So we'll go out on him and give him a bit of a test run and see how we go. Now, one thing with this, I think it's caught some people out. I know it wasn't immediately obvious, but this is both a dry and a liquid fertilizer sprayer. How do you choose which one? Well, basically you have an option to choose, as you can see up there in the HUD menu. Key Y by default will give you the option to choose between whether you're going to do solid fertilizer or whether you're going to do liquid fertilizer. If you're in solid fertilizer, you'll notice there is no option to unfold, because you're not going to unfold, because the solid fertilizer comes out the back here. Okay, so that's nice and simple. Well, actually you do get an option to unfold, but you don't need it. Alright, because when you press B to set it up and running, he's fertilizing. So that's solid fertilizer. So as you can notice on my HUD in the bottom right, it is the solid fertilizer that's counting down that I'm using up on the field. Okay, there you go, fertilizer. Alright, now I get to the point that I've run out of solid fertilizer, doing a big field. Instead of going back and filling up, I can just turn him off. I can then unfold the unit, change to liquid fertilizer with the press of Y, Then once it unfolds, I can then get going again. Wonderful animations on it. Nice and smooth. Okay. Now I have the option to raise and lower. So I'll lower it down a bit. I'll then turn on the sprayers. And away we go again. And that's it. So that's now doing your liquid fertilisation. So the option to do both liquid and solid fertiliser or dry fertiliser is available with this sprayer unit. Okay, which is fantastic. Makes for it a little bit more authentic and a little bit different. I mean, let's face it, sprayers are never really beautiful, but this one certainly isn't the beautiful category, but it looks alright and it does the job. That's the most important part. Okay, so fold him back up again and head back to home. Alright, well, ladies and gents, that is my basic review of all the equipment that is available in the Platinum DLC pack. I hope you enjoyed the review of the equipment. Now, I will tell you, with sugarcane, it is not a quick and easy crop to deal with. You have all the tools available to you, but it is not something that is quick and easy with these default tools. Sure, there'll be mods that'll come out that may make it a bit easier, but personally I don't think that's in the spirit of what you're going to be doing it with. But hey, I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's a game after all, so you play it to whichever way you enjoy it. So if you feel you need to go get a 28 metre wide combine harvester header that does sugarcane as well as everything else, then that's what you're going to go and do. But if you want to be a bit more of a purist and you want to use the gear that comes with the DLC and just the gear to actually do the right crop, then it will take you a significant amount of time, particularly to harvest a sugarcane crop. But that being said, it is good fun. Alright, anyway, that's it from me, Duckzorly at Duckzorly Gaming. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Platinum DLC equipment. I think Giant's done a pretty good job of all this stuff actually. And I can tell you that coupled with the Horse DLC that is available from certain places when you look around, you've got a good bunch of new equipment coming into the game that is very good to use and it is quite complementary to each other. So apart from that, thank you very much again for your time. If you like the video, please smash that like button. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for returning and watching the videos and supporting my work. And if you're not already a subscriber, please press the subscribe button that you'll see up on the top left hand side of your screen very soon. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, whatever it is where you are. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. Bye.